نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه وذريته أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the last and final messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May peace and blessings be upon him, upon his companions, upon his family, and upon all those people who are following the path of righteousness. Dear brothers and sisters, I would like to welcome you all with Islamic greetings of Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the previous khutbah, we discussed or we saw that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has warned us that Shaitan is our enemy. So inshallah in this khutbah, we will try and see that what happened actually, that Shaitan became our enemy and he hates us so much. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the heights of his enmity is where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in Quran that he has vowed to destroy the generations, the descendants of Adam alayhi salam. Now what happened in the beginning, according to the opinion of some of the mufassirin, the people who writes the commentary of Quran, they say that earth was inhabited by jinns before humans, and they caused mischief in this earth. They were fighting with each other, killing each other, causing corruption, and it went so bad that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had to send angels to get them out of the mainland and to push them into the islands of the sea, somewhere in the sea. And while this was happening, Iblis, whose name is Azazel, we find as in the history books, was with angels fighting against the jinns. One thing to clear, that this is the opinion which has got nothing to do with Iman. If somebody does not believe in it, it does not take that person out of Islam. This is an opinion, just to understand. It has got nothing to do with Islam or Iman. This is just for us to understand. And then, when this had happened, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the angels that he is going to appoint a Khalifa on earth. Inni ja'alun fil ardi Khalifa. That I will make upon earth a successive authority. Khalifa is vicegerent or successor. In other words, you can say, for example, if to understand it, we need to understand the system. If you know the system of the kingdom, that where a king is in one country and then he sends his viceroys in other countries or other places, or ambassador in the modern world, we can say. However, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided that he is going to make Adam alayhi salam Khalifa on this earth. And of course, when this kind of responsibility is given to any viceroy or any successor, it requires full cooperation from the other creatures as well. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told angels that this is what he is going to do, angels showed concern, because they had already seen that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had put jinns on the earth, and they were with free will. Free will means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the choice to choose. It's in the limits, but still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the choice to choose. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will let us know, in our case, by the help of wahi, that what is right and what is wrong, and then would let us decide what we do. So angels had seen that when jinns were placed on earth with the free will, the end was that they started killing each other and they caused corruption, and they themselves had to interfere, or they themselves had to go down. So they told to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, قَالُوا أَتَجْعَلُ فِيهَا مَنْ يُفْسِدُ فِيهَا وَيَسْفِكُ الدِّمَاءَ, that, oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're going to place upon it one who causes corruption and sheds blood. Yani they already knew. For some reason, Allahu alam, they already knew from their previous experience, maybe they had, that this is what's going to happen. And then they also said, وَنَحْنُ نُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِكَ وَنُقَدِّسُ لَكَ. If it is for your tasbih, if it is for your hamd, if it is only to glorify you, then we are a lot. I mean, there are a lot of angels. Is this the only reason you want to do, or is this the reason you want to do it? And Ya Ikhwan Muslimin, as we know, that angels do not disobey. They are not like us who have families, father, mother, children, who need to eat, sleep. It's nothing like us. They are creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, made out of nur, light. What kind of light? Allah knows. And they only obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Their duty is to only obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in whatever responsibility is given to them. However, when they said this, that we exalt you with praise and declare your perfection, why do you need humans? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not give any reason. He did not give any. The only thing he said, Inni a'lamu ma la ta'lamu. What I know, you don't know. When this was heard by the angels, of course, angels knew that this is something which is out of their jurisdiction. They don't need to know what it is. However, this happened. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made Adam. Just one more thing. I'm not going through the sequence of Quran. I'm just going through the sequence that how it happened. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made Adam alayhi salam. And we should know that Adam alayhi salam was made by the hands. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that he made Adam alayhi salam with his own hands. خَلَقْتَ بِيَدَيْهِ. That I created with my own hands. It is in Surah Sad, ayah number 75. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made Adam, and our body, or his body, as we are his descendants, body was made of clay or soil. And then the breath was, the soul was breathed into our body. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Sajda, ثُمَّ سَوَّاهُ وَنَفَخَ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِهِ. That he molded him and breathed into him from his soul, from his created soul. Now we need to know one thing, Ya Ikhwan Muslimin, that we, being the superior beings or the superior creature in this world, is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has breathed soul into us. Otherwise, if you see, there are animals who are much more powerful and stronger than us. There are animals probably who lives, intelligence-wise, who might be better than most of the human beings. But for us, the honor we have above all the other creatures, even above angels, is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have put soul into us. The soul is connected to our life, to our body, to our death. How? Allahu Alam. We don't know that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not told us. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has not told us, so we don't know. But it is connected? Yes, it is. This is what we believe in. Anyhow, when this happened, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala breathed soul into him. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught him the names of the things, knowledge of the things. Whatever he needed to know to be Khalifa on this earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught him. وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught Adam the names of all the things. When this had happened, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered angels to prostrate to Adam alayhi salam. Now we must understand that this sajda, this prostration, was not out of worship. This was out of respect. And one more thing we need to understand, that before Islam, in other religions, the sajda of respect was allowed. As we even see in the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, where at the end Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that his father and his brothers went into prostration. So before our sharia, the previous sharias, the sajda of ta'zeem, the sajda of respect was allowed, but in Islam it is not. We must understand this. So we cannot do the sajda to any living being or to any non-living thing. If somebody would do that, either out of respect, of course, he's in big trouble. But if it is out of worship, then the person is out of Islam. And it's not my fatwa. It's a agreed upon consensus of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Anyhow, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded angels to go into prostration as an act of respect. وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the angels to prostrate before Adam, فَسَجَدُوا. So they went into prostration. illa Iblis, except the Iblis. Now, one thing we need to get clear, that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked angels, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving an exception that Iblis did not went into sajda. Does that mean he was an angel? No, he was not. Again, Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, we believe that he was not from angels, he was jinn. However, because of his good deeds, he has gained the status of a pious creature, of a righteous creature, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had permitted him to be with the angels. So he was there when all things were happening. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered to all the angels to go into prostration, he was also included in that order. And we know what happened. He refused. Abba. He refused. Wastakbara. And he became arrogant. This is what made him Iblis. He became arrogant, wakana minal kafirin, and became of the disbelievers. So, scholar says that became of the disbelievers is one translation, and another translation can be that he was already a disbeliever. And this was a way to expose him. However, when this happened, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of course Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows everything. Ya Ikhwan Muslimin, we need to understand. This is the part of Iman, to know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows everything. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked him that why you did not went into prostration. What was the reason? That I have made him from my hand and I have ordered everybody to go into prostration. What is the reason? And the reason he gave, قال أنا خير منه. He said, I'm better than him. I am better than him. Ya Ikhwan Muslimin, we must consider, or we must think, before we look down upon others, that Shaitan did the same. And this is the reason he gave to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the disobedience. So we must keep a very close eye. We must always keep analyzing ourselves, that we should not get into disobedience by thinking I know better, or doing wrong with others by thinking ana khairum minhu, I am better than this person, because I am from so and so race, because I am from so and so country, or because I am from so and so background, X, Y, Z reasons. And then he gave the reason for being better. He said, khalaqtani min nar, that you made me from fire, wa khalaqtahu min teen, and you made him from clay. So fire, as we know, the fire goes up. When you ignite the fire, it goes up. And the clay, it goes down, So this was the reason he gave. When this happened, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not accept his reason. And on disobeying the direct order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, on being arrogant, and giving the inaccurate justifications of his disobedience, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him to get out from there. قَالَ فَخْرُجْ مِنْهَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, commanded, get out of paradise, فَإِنَّكَ رَجِيمٌ, that you are the cursed one. When we say, أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ, so badly cursed one. And this was not enough. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِنَّ عَلَيْكَ لَعْنَتِي إِلَى يَوْمِ الدِّينِ, and indeed upon you is my curse until the day of judgment. So Ikhwan Muslimin, once again, a point of concern for us, that we are all humans, we make mistakes, we are weak, we do indulge into sin sometimes. There can be a lot of things we can do. The thing is, what we need to understand, do not become arrogant. Do not start giving justifications for the sin. Do not act, we must not act like Shaitan did in this case. So when this happened, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala multiplied all of his deeds with zero. All of the good deeds he had done, all of the ibadat he had done, all of the things he had done for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, everything got multiplied by 0. Sounds very injusticiable, right? It sounds like injustice. But Ikhwan Muslimin, to understand this, one of our teachers gave a beautiful example. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him. See, people who have got spouses, we can forgive everything of our spouse except if our spouse cheats on us. Unacceptable. Same way we need to understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can forgive everything. But if somebody would commit shirk, if somebody would become arrogant, over here the arrogance means he's trying to say, I'm better than you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you don't know, I do. This is a kind of shirk. And we are not associating other partners, we are associating ourselves with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So upon this, upon hearing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have cursed him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has pronounced his regime, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that until the day of judgment, you will have la'na upon you. He became even more arrogant. Allahu Akbar. So what he did, he further committed another crime. He blamed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his misguidance. He said, this happened. قَالَ فَبِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي. He said, so for that you caused me to be misguided. Allahu Akbar. Ikhwal Muslimin, again, we must look upon ourselves. Are we doing the same when we commit a sin, that instead of accepting that we have done a mistake, we try to blame others for that? I hope not. And then when this happened, he blamed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and at the same time he was so arrogant, he was so full of hatred and envy and full of anger. He said, Ya Rab, give me time till the day of judgment. Qala anzirni ila yawmi yub'athun. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, delay my end until the day of resurrection. That is day of judgment. And now see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knew him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knew himself as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is not according to the status of Allah that we say he accepted his challenge. No, this is not how we should look at it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the time. Qala innaka minal munzirin, said, okay, indeed you are of those reprived, means grant a stay until what you have asked for. And then when he got the stay, he got the time from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now out of anger, he told Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala what he's going to do. He said, لَأَقْعُدَنَّ لَهُمْ صِرَاطَكَ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ. I will definitely sit for them on your straight path. صِرَاطَكَ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ. Kaf is for the other person. And then what he's going to do? Basically this means that he would ambush for the people. You know what is ambush? Ambush, to make it easy, ambush means it's a trap. When a person attacks while he has a trap set up, this is called ambush. So this is what he said that I'm going to do, that people would be following the righteous path and I'm going to set a trap and I'm going to get them misguided on that. How? ثُمَّ لَآتَيْنَهُمْ مِنْ بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ. I will approach them from their front, وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ, from their back, وَعَنْ أَيْمَانِهِمْ, from their right, وَعَنْ شِمَالِهِمْ, from their left, وَلَا تَجِدُ أَكْثَرَهُمْ شَاكِرِينَ. And you will not find, or you will find most of them ungrateful. Should he have stopped there? No, he did not. He told Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I'm not going to spare them. I'm going to come to them from every direction. I'm going to do everything possible. And then he said in some other place, لَأَحْتَنِكَنَّ ذُرِّيَّتَهُ. I will destroy their descendants. When this word لَأَحْتَنِكَنَّ means, as a person who's riding the horse, he controls the horse, how to go left and right. This is what ulama says it means. That he said, I'm going to make sure that I get so deep involved with them that I'm going to control their left, right, up, down, sit and stand. And what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him permission. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Isra, وَاسْتَفْزِزْ مَنِ اسْتَطَعْتَ مِنْهُمْ. Okay, incite whoever you can. بِصَوْتِكَ, with your voice. وَجْلِبْ عَلَيْهِمْ, and mobilized against them. بِخَيْلِكَ وَرَجْلِكَ, with your horses and foot soldiers. In other words, with your cavalry and infantry. Use all the resources you can. If you think that you can destroy the descendants, you can misguide them, you have the freedom. Do whatever you want. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even adds, وَشَارِكْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْوَالِ, and become partner with them in their wealth, وَالْأَوْلَادِ, and in their children, وَعِدْهُمْ, and make them promises. In other words, Ikhwan Muslimin, he does not only have the permission, but he have the upper hand as well. Anything he wants to do is permitted. However, with one condition. He cannot force us to do wrong. He cannot come and put a gun on my head and say, commit this crime. No, it doesn't work like that. He has been given permission to misguide. He has been given permission to set the traps. He has been given permission to trick us into do the wrong things. But he does not have the power to force us. In fact, in one of the hadith, as we know, Prophet ﷺ says that Shaitan runs in our blood, in our body like blood. This is how much power he have upon us. This is how much he can control us. And then after this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs Muslims or humans, وَمَا يَعْدُهُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ إِلَّا غُرُورًا. But Satan promises them nothing but delusions. In other words, Ikhwan Muslimin, if we would not understand our enemy, if we would not learn about our enemy, if we would not know how he tricks us and traps us, how he is planning to take us to hell with him, we are going to be in big trouble. On the other side, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after creating Adam, he created Eve, got them married, and put them in Jannah. وَقُلْنَا يَا آدَمُ اسْكُنْ أَنْتَ وَزَوْجُكَ الْجَنَّةَ. We said, Adam, live with your wife in the Jannah. So nobody should think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just made somebody and put them together in the Jannah. It didn't work like that. They were husband and wife, zawjak. And then they were given the freedom in the Jannah. وَكُلَا مِنْهَا رَغَدًا حَيْثُ شِئْتُمَا. Both of you eat freely there as you will. With one condition, with one exception, وَلَا تَقْرَبَا هَذِهِ الشَّجَرَةَ. But do not get near to this tree. And this is from where the traps, the tricks, the plots of Shaitan starts. This is the entry point of Shaitan into tricking Adam alayhi salam and then going down to the whole generation. Inshallah, in the next khutbah, we will talk about his traps and about his plots. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us, our families, our generations from Shaitan and his traps. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes us from the obedient slaves. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes our last words La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, and make our last deeds from the deeds of Ahl Jannah, inshallah. Whatever is good is in the khutbah is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and if there is a mistake, that is because of my weakness. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives me, inshallah. Coming to the reminders, Jazakumullahu khair. Thank you very much, all of you, for coming to the Friday prayer. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, your children, your families, your health, your wealth, your everything, inshallah. Your feedback and advice is always welcome. You can either send me on WhatsApp or you can talk to me. Inshallah, it helps me to improve. Today is Friday, so don't forget to read Surah Kahf. We have time until before Maghrib. Ya Ikhwan Muslimin, also in general, we must make it our habit to read Quran with translation. If we will read Quran with understanding and translation, it would become the medicine of our soul. It will become our advice. It will become our guide. It would become a cure for our problems and mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are a few reminders. Please don't take them personal. It's just general reminders. The very first thing, please try to be here before the khutbah starts. That is before 1 o'clock. Because Prophet ﷺ says in the narrations of Bukhari and Muslim that when the Imam comes out for the khutbah, the angels fold their scrolls and listen to the sermon. It does not invalidate your salah, but the ajr gets reduced. The other thing is, masjid is a sacred place. We must respect it. Respecting means that we should wear appropriate clothes. We should not smoke or eat garlic and things like that before we come to the masjid. We should respect the place. When we are taking off our shoes, we try to put in the racks, because sometimes when the masjid is full, or sometimes people, when they are late, the masjid is closed, they would pray outside on the carpet. So we should keep clean for them. We should keep the carpet clean for them. No smoking. I know people don't smoke in the masjid hall, but still people would smoke in outside in the parking. Ikhwan Muslimin, again, this is a disrespect. We all know that if we are somewhere in the mall, we don't do that. We don't park our car wrong. But when we come to masjid, we think that's it. This is the house of Allah, so everything is free. You can do whatever you want. You can behave as you want because this is the house of God. Well, I think we should be more careful and more respectful when it comes to this thing. Other thing is, we have different projects going on. As you all know, alhamdulillah, we are trying our best to build the place for Muslim funeral. Alhamdulillah, we already have enough funds to start the project, but still we are far away from our goal. So please do use, if you need any of the details, please contact Brother Amir. You can contact Brother Abbas. You can contact Brother Afridi, and they would answer all your questions. This is not really the place to give you all the details. Masjid activities, alhamdulillah, we have adult Quran classes going on in Urdu every Wednesday, 4:15 p.m. In English every Saturday. In English every Sunday after Maghrib for 20 minutes. We also have the study of Hadith, that is on every Thursday after the Maghrib. And we also have weekly Quran recitation halqa, that is on Sunday after every Fajr. I do post these reminders on WhatsApp group. So if you're not in our group, you can scan the code from on the door and you can come into the group. Ya Ikhwan Muslimin, with so much going on in the masjid, the question really is that how much time do we spend in the work of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Let me tell you, one of the biggest traps of Shaitan is, the first one, he wants us to think, I know everything. I have read Quran when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, or sometimes I do it on the Friday, so that's good enough. Or, I do go through the translation, so that is good enough. And I have enough time. Lots of time, so I can do it later. Ya Ikhwan Muslimin, there is no time which is called as later. It is now or never. So please, if you have time, use it. Try to come to the masjid. Come for the Fajr prayer as well to the masjid at least once a week. Once a week, please come to the masjid to pray Fajr, with Jama'ah, inshallah. Bring your children as well. When it comes to children, have discussions with your children at home. When I say discussion, it does not mean arguments. Do not get into argument. Just talk. Listen to them. Even if you don't agree, just still listen to them. Just see how they think, what they're thinking, what they want to do in their life, what they're planning. And when you listen to them, when you talk to them, when you listen to their ideas, probably they'll think you as a friend. And not when they're 25, 27 or 30 and you say, okay, son, how you doing? Or daughter, how you doing? Let's talk. And then a person goes like, oh, what happened to my father today? He never spoke to me. And then suddenly he has become so nice. He definitely needs something from me. So let's avoid these kind of scenarios. Let's become their friends, and inshallah it will help us to help them to get out of great fitnas. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala heal all the sick people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala heal all the people who are suffering. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help all those people who are suffering due to religion, race or hate. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives all the people who have died, as they are the most deserving of our prayers. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all the Muslims, forgive their mistakes, forgive their sins, accept and increase their good deeds, inshallah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes this deen and dunya easy for us. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khairi khalqi ajma'in bi rahmatika ya rahmin wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.